How's it going, guys? Welcome to a new Blu-ray update. Today, as the title allude to, it's going to be just a steelbook update. This is from a few steelbooks that I picked up very recently, and also some that I got for my birthday, which was like a month ago now, or maybe 3 weeks ago. But I hadn't had a chance to show you an update, and I hadn't put away yet, so I thought I would kind of show everybody right now. We're going to start off with two Masters of Cinema Blu-rays. Excuse me, both by Billy Wilder, and that is The Lost Weekend, which is basically a tale of a guy who goes on a kind of 4-day bender, if you like. The kind of story of yeah, about an alcoholic, but more, you know, kind of showing you the perils of alcoholism and how it affects the people around him. Great film that I haven't seen for a lot of years. I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. I was actually reading some of these booklets earlier on. Each of these Masters of Cinema series kind of come with like really great booklets. I mean, these are great books in themselves. This one's, you know, it's got all kind of excerpts from essays and interviews with Wilder. Definitely worth reading the booklets in these, you know, if you can get around to it. And secondly, I've got these out of order. I picked up Double Indemnity. Great cover art on this. One of the, you know, the kind of the great, or if not one of the greatest film noirs ever made. Excuse me. You know, Billy Wilder's, you'll know his work from, certainly, you know, like, this is a famous one of his works, and also Sunset Boulevard, The Apartment, all great films. Great director. And again, some nice artwork, and you've got a fantastic booklet in there as well. I think there's like 40 odd page booklets or something like that. Or am I lying? Maybe not quite. Yeah, 35 page booklets. You know, I mean, you could put these together and make a great book in itself that would be worth buying separately. You just happen to get it with this fantastic film. So, a couple of Billy Wilder films there. That's The Lost Weekend and Double Indemnity from Eureka, from the Masters of Cinema series, which I'm a massive fan of. Love those releases. Next up, a couple of films that I'm sure have done the rounds. I think I've seen a few videos, a few unboxings already, and that's the two Iron Man films that have recently come out as part of, is it the Paramount Centenary kind of thing that they're going through at the moment, releasing a lot of Blu-ray steelbooks. That's the inside of the Iron Man release. And of course, Iron Man 2. One thing I was disappointed in with these is they've kind of, you know, in their journey to the steelbook format, they've lost the second disc. I also owned, I actually just recently sold my kind of bog standard keep case Blu-ray copies of these, and the kind of disappointment for me was that I've lost the second disc basically. These basically come with like the kind of movie only and some features, whereas these were previously released in like kind of 2 disc sets, which is a bit of a shame, but not to worry. Next up, these are from the Play.com exclusive line as well. This is the A-Team steelbook. I'm a big fan of this film. You know, it's ridiculously daft, and it came out around about the same time, I think, or in that kind of same half of the year for me in the UK as the Expendables and The Losers, which I enjoyed both those films, but I think this was my favourite. You know, I did enjoy the A-Team as a child, well, I still enjoy it now, and I thought this had a kind of crazy daft vibe to it. You know, some of it was a bit silly, but the A-Team was always a bit silly, and I remember being disappointed when I kind of officially heard that they weren't going to do any more follow-ups to this. I thought Joe Carnahan did a good job. You know, it was escapist fun, and it would have been nice to kind of see the series continue, but not to worry. Next up in the kind of Fox wave, I picked up Predator. Now, I've never actually seen this on Blu-ray, and I know that I've heard, you know, you'll be familiar with it yourself. It's kind of become infamous in that the transfer's always been a bit ropey. I think they released it on Blu-ray like a while ago, and it probably wasn't a giant step up from the DVD release. apparently, you know, I'm just speaking from what I've read. And then they did the Ultimate Hunter edition, and by all accounts, I'm not sure if this is the Ultimate Hunter edition, is it? It possibly is. By all accounts, it got DNR'd all out of control, you know, and everybody ended up looking terrible on it. Great artwork there with the kind of predator mask and the jungle below. But yeah, like I said, I've yet to check it out, so I'll see what I think. But it would be a shame, you know, it'd be a shame if it really was that bad. And this is like, you know, maybe it was never going to look as good as people expect. You know, the jungle scenes in this probably aren't going to look like Avatar. But, you know, it's Predator and it's awesome. I don't think... I'm not sure if I actually own it on DVD. I don't think I do. So, you know, that's cool for me to add Predator to the collection. Definitely looking forward to picking up Predator 2, which I haven't seen for a long time. Next up, I got... this is the UK edition of The Hurt Locker. Great artwork on there. Did originally come with this kind of slip around it. You know, the kind of info card there. Great film. You know, Jeremy Renner in one of his early roles before he became Hawkeye. There's some art cards and things like that in the middle there, which is a nice addition. I haven't seen it for a while. I remember, you know, I enjoyed this when it came out. I remember not enjoying it as much as everybody else seemed to. It was one of those things that was a little bit lost on me. It was great, but I remember... Did it win Best Film? It won Best Film, didn't it? Yeah, Best Picture. Yeah, and 6 BAFTAs, and you know, I have to kind of revisit it. You know, sometimes you have to revisit a title to kind of make your mind up. Sometimes, you know, it's difficult to kind of take it in on one showing. But I remember coming out of cinema and thinking, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, but then like subsequently all this praise got heaped on it, and I was thinking, you know, I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it that much as everybody else seems to be, which is always strange. But that's The Hurt Locker, great looking steelbook for you know, a great film. Heard it looks great as well. It looks and sounds great on Blu-ray, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. And again, another Fox title, great film. Definitely, I'm looking forward to watching it again. Man on Fire, I've seen it, you know, a kind of handful of times. Great performance from Denzel in this, and Christopher Walken, you know, great artwork across the back of there. Denzel's a badass in this. This is one of his kind of greatest performances. It's probably not, you know, like, I don't know, I know it's got a fan base, but it's probably maybe not as appreciated as much. Now maybe it will be kind of in years to come, it'll be like a kind of modern classic. But I really enjoy it, you know, once he kind of decides that he's going to go and rescue this girl who he's been tasked to look after and subsequently lost. You know, there's no stopping him, and a very poignant ending, you know, like a real sad tone to this film. In some, you know, for the kind of action film that it's kind of, you know, almost sold as being, but very moving ending as well. It's kind of really well done. And lastly, I picked up the Gangs of New York steelbook. This is the Canadian one, I believe. Yeah, the Canadian one, because it's got the kind of French, some French on the back of there. And I'm hoping, you'll have to let me know, but I'm hoping that this is the kind of remastered edition, because I know there was also a story with this where it came out with a kind of sub-standard transfer, and then they had to kind of subsequently go back and re-release it. So I'm hoping that that's going to be, that's the one that I've got on this disc. Definitely looking forward to checking out the Scorsese commentary on that. You know, I could listen to Scorsese talk about his films and about other films all day. I think he's a fantastic director. Definitely knows his stuff as well. You know, kind of, you know, director slash film buff slash film historian. So definitely looking forward to that. I really enjoy the film. You know, I've got slated in a video an update that I did where I mentioned that I thought that DiCaprio was a little bit miscast in this. Without kind of getting into it now, because he does a good job, DiCaprio. But I think if DiCaprio did this now, and yeah, I stand by it. You know, I think if he did this in The Aviator now, I think he would do a lot better job. He's great. You know, he does a good job, but he's up against Day-Lewis. You know, and if you're going to sit opposite Day-Lewis, then you've got to make sure that your accent's bang on and your acting's bang on. And he does a good job. You know, I'm not going to slate him. You know, I do enjoy it. I was never sure about Cameron Diaz being cast in this. I thought that was a little bit, and maybe the studio wanted a kind of Hollywood name in there. I can't imagine that she was Scorsese's first choice. I think they wanted to put her name on the poster, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, great film. You know, very brutal. You know, like, you know, Daniel Day-Lewis, he's the man. And you know, the speech that he gives at kind of DiCaprio's bedside. You know, it's one of the classic scenes now. Awesome stuff. And that's it for now, guys. I did actually pick up as well. Oh, if I can just reach over. A couple of digibooks. Yeah. One of them was John Wayne in the Comancheros, which is a western that I haven't seen, and one of the rare John Wayne films that I haven't seen as well, because I've seen most of his stuff, I'm sure, and even the very early stuff. But I've got this on DVD as well, and I've never ever got around to watching it. You know, you can't watch everything, can you? And I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out, because there's a big 2-part documentary on this as well about John Wayne's tenure at 20th Century Fox, basically his career there. So, you know, if you've seen this, you know, let me know what you think. And also, I picked up another film that I haven't seen, and this is part of the 100th anniversary series from Universal, and it's Pillow Talk, starring Rock Hudson and Doris Day. And I've yet to see that. You know, I've read good things about it. Looks great. You know, it looks like, you know, I'm very kind of into these kind of films. And I'm a Rock Hudson fan as well, so that'll be cool. But definitely looking forward to this. You know, I've mentioned in kind of previous videos, I'm a massive fan of digibooks. They're probably my favourite Blu-ray packaging, or whatever you want to call it. You know, I love the format. I love the book, you know, idea of it when it's done well, because you can get some really thin ones. Anyway, enough of me waffling, guys. Just thought I'd kind of get up to date, show you the steelbooks that I picked up, and obviously managed with the time that we had left to show you the 2 digibooks as well at the end there. I'll be back very soon with the last part of my kind of my room tour, my collection updates, because I've got a new shelf. And I've moved things around a little bit, so things are going to look a little bit different from what you've seen in the previous update videos. But it'll all become clear when I make the kind of the 7th and final part. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and commenting, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye.